Only on 5, a local couple got engaged in a big way during the Country Crossings Music Festival.
It took months of planning, but spoiler alert, she said yes. NBC5's Nikki Torres spoke to the couple today. She has more on their story.
You're welcome. Aren't you glad I said yes?
Justin and Brittany have been together for more than 2 years. Friends say they knew from the beginning he was the one for her and she was the one for him.
No, there was no doubt.
They clicked so well, and he made her smile bigger and brighter, and her whole entire face lit up when she saw him.
I gave him my number on one of my little tickets and told him to give me a call sometime.
Justin still has the small scrap of a receipt Brittany wrote her number on when they first met, which is why when it came time for the biggest question Justin would ever ask a person in his life, he knew it had to be special.
I'll let you tell the story. You did all the planning.
Well, not quite. Justin did have some help from some close friends.
I wouldn't have had the idea without Katrina.
So immediately, starting like 4 months ago, I called Luke Bryan, I called Keith Urban, I called everyone possible.
But the task wasn't that simple.
Been trying for about 5 months to get this stage proposal set up and wasn't having any success.
And everywhere we got was just, no.
The day before the big event, Justin finally got the go-ahead he was waiting for.
So it comes to like literally the day before the event, and he gets a phone call from a band called Fogline, which is a local band, and you're like, yeah, come on the stage.
Fogline pulled us up on stage, and I proposed to Brittany, and
Sneaky.
yeah, it was great.
He says the surprise worked seamlessly.
They called Justin and I was like pushing him up there. I'm like, yeah, Justin!
We're going to invite him up here, and he needs your undivided attention.
And then he grabbed my hand and I was just like, why am I going?
Brittany may have had a lot of questions running through her head, but Justin only needed the answer to one.
It's been a great 2.5 years.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, and then looked out across the crowd. There's 500 plus there. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm a little nervous. And then once I started talking, it was no big deal. It was just the two of us standing there.
So I can't live my life without you.
That's every little girl's dream, to be proposed to that way.
If you know Brittany, she is a country girl, born and raised Southern Oregon, winter crater. She's a hunter, a fisher, a hiker. This is her thing.
Turns out everyone was in on it, except Brittany.
It was so hard to keep a secret for that whole period of time.
There was people in the crowd, like I had no idea that it was even happening. I thought they were calling him up there for like signatures or something.
Brittany was right. She went home with not only a new ring, but she and Justin also left with a guitar signed by all the members of Fogline and even that night's headliner.
So we got all of our friends from Fogline on the guitar, and Keith Urban right here.
One guitar that will provide a lifetime of memories.
Something to always look up at, good memory of, remember that day I proposed to you.
So next year at Country Crossings, it'll be like the anniversary of it.
In Medford, Nikki Torres, NBC5 News.
How special. Congratulations to them. I imagine they're one of the first who will have tickets for next year's event. The couple says they haven't set a date quite yet, but they have nailed down music for the wedding. The couple said they asked Fogline if they'd want to perform at their wedding, and the band said yes, pending their tour schedule. And with just 11 days until the big day, some North Medford high school students are working with NASA to send a balloon into the atmosphere to capture the event on camera.
So amazing. Well, today they completed their final test run. NBC5's Nikki Torres was there for the exciting moment.
3, 2, 1.
Today was our last test before the August 21st launch of the total solar eclipse.
10 students, 4 mentors, and 1 major assignment.
Oh my God, it's like getting more exciting and more exciting the day that's coming closer.
These seniors from North Medford High School are experiencing not just one, but 2 opportunities of a lifetime.
It should balance out when it's like all in one line.
Getting a front row seat to the solar eclipse and teaming up with NASA to live stream the event.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually pretty cool. I've bragged about that to quite a few people, you know, like I work with NASA.
I try and play it like a little bit humble, but you know, it's kind of, you know, it's hard not to brag.
It's really fun. Sometimes it gets a little hard, but you just push through and it's a really, really fun experience to have.
It's been a 2-year journey for the group.
I didn't realize it would be a 2 years of intense, you know, science, technology, tests, all this. It's pretty awesome.
The light at the end of the tunnel is near. On August 21st, the group will launch 2 balloons, one for them and one for NASA.
The NASA payload will be equipped with certain sensors and mainly though a camera and the ability to transmit live video feed from that camera back to the ground, which we will then through the internet give directly to NASA.
The footage the students' team films will be placed on NASA television to play worldwide during the eclipse. And with that kind of coverage comes pressure from all angles.
Not gonna lie, I grew up. That would be very detrimental to our egos and our, well, the world really. I mean, we're gonna have a primetime view of the eclipse.
At the same time, we're also getting really nervous because we want everything to go perfect.
This group was also one of the few teams able to successfully stream video on NASA's exact test time and date.
I think we hold a reasonable amount of value to NASA in that respect. So if we screw up, that would be bad.
With 2 years and hundreds of hours invested, that isn't likely to happen. And even if something goes wrong, one thing will work exactly the way it's supposed to. The dance between the sun, the moon, and the earth.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Go see the eclipse. It's a 2-hour drive to totality, and it's going to be crazy. It'll be midnight during the middle of the day.
In Ashland, Nikki Torres, NBC5 News.
Nikki, thanks. The students and their mentors will head to Dayville next Friday to prepare for the big event. NBC5 News asked those students what they're looking to do for a career after high school. They told us they're looking at engineering, nuclear science, and maybe even astronauts.
Dakota Davis is one of many night shift firefighters helping battle the fires burning across the region.
Generally at 6 o'clock we go out, get a briefing, and then once we get that we go to our division and handle the tasks that we're assigned.
Right now, that task is the Flounce Fire burning near Prospect.
For us during the daytime, really what happens is we come home around, or camp around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe 8.
For more than 600 firefighters, home is here. Tuvelle State Recreation Area.
Get a breakfast and then head back to bed while everyone's heading out.
Each firefighter averages between 13 and 16 hours per shift.
We're really out in the field more often than out here.
Which is why it's important to have a quiet area for everyone to recharge before another day out on the lines.
Here's kind of just like a, you know, get your sleep, get what you need to, you know, your nutrition, whatnot, and then get back out there as soon as you can.
Davis says he's fortunate to live at fire camp in Tuvelle. He says other crews aren't as lucky.
There are certain teams called hotshot crews that have to take their tents and what they have every day. They pick it up and put it back down.
Davis says his situation at Tuvelle allows him certain luxuries like meals, showers, restrooms, and it doesn't hurt that it's by the river either.
Well, this whole job I actually took because I love being in nature, and so being out here in camp, it's definitely closer to nature than it is at home.
Davis says though being away from home for long periods of time can be difficult sometimes, he says it's all worth it for his line of work.
It's a rewarding profession, and so that's why I think a lot of people end up doing this.
Fire District 3 gave residents a rare inside look at what it takes to respond to fires and other emergencies. It hosted a virtual ride-along today, taking people from call to call on social media. NBC5's Nikki Torres was there for the event.
Well, today is our first ever virtual ride-along, and we've invited the public to tag along with us.
I recently just graduated through the student.
Tagging along through Facebook and Twitter.
I'm here to talk a little bit about our turnout.
Posting every alarm we get in real time, and we're asking our crews that are on duty to share pictures and videos from their fire stations and their fire engines.
The fire district calls the event a success.
Right now we are responding to a medical aid.
With some posts reaching thousands of people.
We live in this world and we do it every day, so sometimes we forget that there is a public interest. Letting them have a little bit of an inside look into what goes on a day-to-day basis in the fire department.
First thing we'll do is we'll gather our gear.
Captain Clellan says one of the most important things emergency personnel should remember, it's their job to serve the public.
Our duty is to serve their needs, and so it's really critical that we're willing to open our doors and show them how we serve them and how our operations are set up to make sure we meet their needs.
Meeting the needs of a population of more than 53,000.
The number one thing we rely on is the public's trust.
Fire District 3 responds to around 8,000 calls each year.
We respond to 911 calls where people are in the worst moment of their lives and are expecting help. Without their absolute trust, we simply can't serve their needs.
The captain says in order to gain that level of trust, they need to earn it. And they're more than happy to put in the work to do so.
We're not trying to hide anything. We're not trying to put a spin on it.
They're just trying to break down walls.
Doing his morning check.
And build a healthy relationship with the people they serve.
Greg, why don't you tell the audience here what you're up to?
We are just opening our operations for them because these are their fire engines. This isn't our fire truck. This is their fire truck.
In White City, Nikki Torres, NBC 5 News.
Nikki, thank you. Now, what's shaping up to be a smoky and hot Labor Day weekend, well, firefighters hope the festivities will not add to the hazy conditions. The Oregon Department of Forestry is